What's up, YouTube? We got Ben Deeter here, top 8 at ARG St Louis with Trickstars, I guess. It's an interesting build, and we're going to let him talk about it.
I play Garnet and Brilliant Fusion, so it makes like the combo, this is a starter essentially with Brilliant, because you can attack, add Candina, and then summon it main phase 2 and get going. I play 3 of these for that combo. I wouldn't play 3 again probably, but it's pretty good because I also played other cards that can abuse having this in deck. Max C and Honest. Honest is just for damage, and Max C kinda sucks against like magicians because you don't want to activate it before their pendulum, but like you kind of have to sometimes to get the most advantage out of it. But it's good against spirals. I had 3 Candina, 3 Licorice, starter card. You want that to resolve pretty much every turn, if not multiple times per turn. Licorice does a lot of the damage by like being able to bounce this in a battle phase and attack. Just for like 34 plus the field is like half their life. If you can do that like twice, you win usually. I played a lot of cards that let me abuse Candina. Brilliant Fusions, Rivals, and Chain Summonings. This card's good to make Lilybell a starter, and you can also just like Candina, or Candina, Licorice, and then like you have a lot of options there with like Lilybell if you have set up too. This catches a lot of people off guard because like they think they're safe and then like they just lose. And this card has auto wins sometimes, but I think it kind of sucks. Like, this is better than this, and this is better than this. But you really just want to summon a lot. It's kind of why like Spirals plays a lot of cards that summon, like 3 double summons and then the Foolish to summon again, essentially. So like this kind of abuses that, and you have a starter. Your starter searches like everything to like make all these good. So if you have a starter, you're good. Starters. This card was pretty good this weekend just because a lot of people were playing Scolding, and so like after Scolding, the activation of this, which is like a lot of life points. I mean, sometimes they probably should have sometimes, but like this let me get going, and I just killed it for free, so it's free advantage. And it goes with Metaverse for my traps, which I'll talk about in a bit. But I played these outs to like, what is it, Trapeze. That was the main idea, because I learned that I was pretty bad the Friday night before. I had to deal with it. And I wanted to troll people with Baguska by like switching it to attack mode when they think they're safe. That was Econ. And then Reincarnations, and then Metaverse. Metaverse is pretty good because it's like another starter in a deck where you only have like 9 normally. I also didn't play Desires because I figured Droll would be popular. So like if you terraforming for the field, you can like, and you get Drolled, and you have this, then you can set this, activate it on their turn, get the field, get like Lilybell to chump block, or like get Candina, and then rival it out, and then just like live to the next turn, which was the idea. You want to just live to the next turn, and then like you usually can get enough advantage from Candina that you can kill them. And then this usually does that. I don't really like this for burn a lot, but like that's its secondary use. It's mostly just for its disruption and like a extender, because like you summon back Lilybell a lot. The extra deck is awful. Seraphonite's good. Holly Angel is good. Like all these cards are good. I sided Goats for these. Borreload was good sometimes, but it was also bad sometimes. But usually in the times that he was bad, like, is because my extra deck sucks and I didn't have the better option. so that's why he's good to play. And then all these kind of sucked, except for Proxy, but I had to play that because I can econ their monster, and then that's just a way to get rid of it easily. But Decode, Firewall, Trigate, Gaia, and Babuska, I never used, or I summoned Firewall, but it was kind of like, I don't remember why. I think it was probably because I didn't have, what is it? I wanted to summon the Topologic or something. Like, this was better than this, but it was like also bad at the same time. Like, I couldn't, none of these are good to summon. Well, like, they're good to summon, but they're really situational in this deck specifically. So, like, I'd probably not play these at least, but this is good just because you can do some cool things with it. Switch everything to defense, kill everything, and then kill them next turn. The side deck is really the main deck because I sided in 15 a lot because my main deck is bad. But Droll, 3 Drolls, 4 Magicians, Spirals. I don't like Droll locking people or Drolling with this to get rid of their hand, because if you go first and you have like one of these and you have Candina but you don't have a Licorice or something to make sure that you can Candina again, then like by searching this, if you try and do this, if they don't have, since they didn't Ash Candina, which they probably would have, or I would expect them to, then if you do this, they can draw into Ash, and then to do this combo you have to do it in this order, but they can Ash this before you can Droll, so there's like, it's about 33% chance that you actually do the combo, assuming they didn't have Ash, and accounting for they could draw into Ash. So it's like not really reliable. There's some games where like you want to do it, and they're probably your only chance of winning, but it's hard to tell what those games are. 3 Cosmic for just generic removal for spell traps. I wanted it for the Time Pendulum Graph. I used to play Ogre, and I might like move stuff to the main and use Ogre just because like it's another out to Time Pendulum Graph, and it's like good against Spirals, I guess, just because I didn't play many hand traps. Well, I don't feel like Spiral's a huge threat, just because like they're really fragile, and if you're making a deck to beat Spirals, you're making your deck worse to other things, like significantly, to the point that you just kind of lose to those things. And then like, so that's why this deck can just like take over. It's because people are playing, they think it's a one deck format, but it's not. Scapegoats lets you go super aggressive with like 2 misses. This is like 4,800 damage from 1 card, which is a lot for this deck, because like you can just turn that, and then your Candina and then Licorice is another 34, so that's already game. 3 Heavy Storm Duster, which is pretty good because people would play around Droll, and then by playing around Droll, they set their good cards, and you just like destroy 2 of them for 1. So that's like free advantage, especially against Magicians, where like they kind of don't do well when they're low on cards. So like you just take out 2 for free, and then you can 1-for-1 the rest of them. And so they're playing with like 2 cards, and you're playing with like 1 Candina, which turns into like 3 Candinas over the next few turns, and you just like get enough advantage to win and kill them. And then 3 Barrier for mostly Pendulum. That was the main point of it. Like all these going against Pendulum, pretty much going first, and then going second. Some of these go out, but yeah. I think there was something I wanted to say about Droll. I don't remember.
Sorry for your struggles. Any shout outs you want to give to the person who let you stay at his apartment and drove you, maybe?
If you want to give me a discount?
Nah.
Maybe?
Nah.
Okay, I'll give a shout out to Connor for like loaning me the main core. And initially and like a lot of extra stuff. And then I'll give it a shout out to Jake for loaning me Rivals and the Baduska. Rivals is really
Oh,
good.
Jake's in the upper left-hand corner of this video right now in the 1K match.
Alright.
He's in time. He's bad.
No, you're bad.
That's true.
And then I give a shout out to Kalina just because he wants it.
Hey, that's me, guys.
That's it.
Cool. Well, thanks, man. Good stuff. Congratulations.